Hello, my name is Howard Foltz. I'm the founder and president of AIMS, Accelerating International Mission Strategies. I've had the joy of being involved in missions since 1963. My wife Pat and I started Teen Challenge in Texas and then began Teen Challenge in 27 countries in Europe, the Middle East, and Southern Asia. And since 1985, I've been teaching missions here at Regent University and leading AIMS. And AIMS was founded in 1985, and our vision statement in AIMS is empowering the church to take the gospel where it's never gone before. I am extremely excited to share with you our basic AIMS seminar, Harvest Connection. You know, this seminar has been taught all over the United States and in multiple countries overseas. And it's been translated into nearly 20 languages. And as a result of our teaching Harvest Connection overseas, thousands of churches have been planted in the 1040 window. I'm blessed to have a tremendous team of colleagues joining me in this teaching. Together, we have over 100 years of mission field experience, plus all of us have taught this particular seminar, Harvest Connection, in multiple countries around the world. You know, we are living in a tremendous time of harvest. Right now, between 150,000 and 180,000 new souls are being added to God's kingdom every day around the world. That's the good news. However, there's some bad news. Over 2 billion people on planet Earth have not heard the gospel. This is the big waiting world, and you see their pictures on the screen right now. These are the faces of the unreached. You wouldn't want to live where they live. They live where there's no church, no pastor, no missionary, possibly no Bible, no radio or television broadcast. This seminar has been developed for 3 principal reasons. Number 1, for God's glory. Number 2, for you, so you can become part of God's harvest force. And number 3, this seminar was developed for the waiting world that you see on the screen. Our goal is to see you viably connected to Jesus as the Lord of the harvest, and then partner with Him to bring in the end-time harvest. Listen as I read John 4:35, and I'm going to read it in the paraphrase called The Message, John 4:35. As you look around right now, Jesus said, wouldn't you say that in about 4 months it will be time for harvest? Well, I'm telling you, open your eyes and take a good look at what's right in front of you. The Samaritan harvest fields are ripe. It's harvest time right now. So Jesus told His disciples to look around. And even though they were focused on physical harvest that was only 4 months away, Jesus said, open your eyes, take a good look at what's right in front of you. These are Samaritan harvest fields. These are souls. It's harvest times. Now the Samaritans and the Jews were not liking each other. The Samaritans were half Jews, half Greeks. The 2 groups did not get along, but Jesus wanted to see His disciples, who were Jews, to see the spiritual harvest of Samaritans right in front of Him. These were eternal souls of people that needed to hear about God's love. Here are the basic power words that we want you to understand in this seminar training. Number 1, connect. We cannot bring in a harvest until we are viably connected with the purpose and passion of the Lord of harvest. Number 2, empower. We not only want you to be connected and have vision for the harvest, but we want you to become empowered to do the harvesting task. Number 3, engage. Here we move beyond connecting and empowering to getting engaged in a practical way with reaching the lost peoples of the world. This seminar will help you understand how to personalize the Great Commission in your life. That means praying. It means learning about God's world for which Jesus died. It means giving. And it means helping to send out those who God has called to go, and even being willing to go yourself on a short-term mission trip, go next door as a witness, or even go as a missionary if God calls you. Praying, learning, giving, sending, going. Our goal is to become finishers. and see the Great Commission completed in a lifetime. Our fourth power word is reap. This is the end vision of Harvest Connection. We want to see a growing harvest come in from all over the world. Here's how this works. I taught Harvest Connection in a wonderful church in Indiana called Living Stones Fellowship. They adopted the Somalis of Tanzania as their unreached people group. We'll be explaining to you how you can adopt an unreached people group. This is a type of people group that is an ethnic, linguistic people who are waiting to hear the gospel for the first time. Well, I took this church to Tanzania. We did a 2-week mission trip with 5 different aspects of ministry. First, we had a medical camp. This is where some Somali Muslims were treated by American doctors and nurses, and most of these Muslims had never been treated by a doctor in their entire lives. Over 150 people were saved in that medical camp, and all of these had been Muslims. Second, we helped them build houses. These were very simple houses that they would build themselves, but here was our American team helping them in partnership build houses. We also had a children's team, a music team, and then I had a training team, and I was doing training in a nearby city with 160 Tanzanian pastors. Back at the refugee camp, 22 Muslim leaders came to our construction leader and asked, "Why are you doing this?" It's kind of like the American said, "Well, glad you asked. We have come here to tell you about Prophet Jesus. You've read about Jesus in the Quran." And then the American team witnessed to these 22 Muslim men for over 2 hours. The men got together, they're in a little circle, they talked to each other, and then they came back to our American leader and they said, "We want to become like you." At the end of this gospel presentation, he felt led to draw a line in the sand, and he said, "You've heard the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you want to make Prophet Jesus Savior Jesus, just step across that line." 22 Muslim men stepped across that line and received Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. We want you to understand that you can do this. You can apply this seminar, and you can be a part of finishing the Great Commission in our lifetime. This seminar is structured in a way to help you learn and apply the material. It's a proven teaching. The first part of the seminar is the biblical basis of missions. The second part is the state of the world, or how God Himself looks at the world. And the third part is how to be an Acts 1:8 believer and how to build Acts 1:8 churches. Fourth, we explain to you the best practices of an Acts 1:8 church, and these practices should be the habits of a church that is devoted to release God's passion and fulfill His purpose. We can complete the Great Commission in our generation if we mobilize ourselves and get every member of each of our churches, from the youngest new convert to the most senior saint, mobilized for missions. We want to see thousands of churches mobilized like the Living Stones Fellowship. You know what? You can be part as you learn this material and apply what we teach in this seminar. God bless you as you go through Harvest Connection.